What is good, YouTube? It's your boy DRXCO, and we're gonna be talking about the Drums of Liberation, One Piece vibes. I'm here at my overnight stocking job, and I'm gonna just be talking to y'all about like One Piece Gear 5, the Drums of Liberation, his transformation, and what it means, what Oda is trying to tell us. Just crazy because this is one of the first times that I'm starting to see One Piece for really what it is, and it's really not a normal show. The show is like one of the most important shows that I'm watching right now, and it's an anime. I don't know how to explain it, but this anime is crazy, and Oda really is a madman. I think One Piece, in my opinion, this might be a controversial topic or a controversial take, but One Piece is like the modern day Shakespeare in terms of anime. The way it's written, the certain anime tropes and what he's trying to really convey to us is crazy. Because when I think about the Drums of Liberation, I'm over here thinking about being liberated for something, and we all know that Sun God Nika is the whole liberation person. Well, he's the person that's gonna liberate the world. He's Joy Boy. So everybody knows that. If you haven't known by now, Luffy is Joy Boy. That's why Zunisha is over here saying Joy Boy, oh, I miss you and shit. But what does that mean? What does it mean to be liberated? Does it mean to be completely free or something, or to have the choice to be free from it? What does it mean? Because when I think about the Drums of Liberation, I'm over here thinking about freedom, being able to choose how your life is. For me right now, I'm not liberated. I'm at this job, kind of working overnight. At the same time, I'm trying to get to where I want to get in this life, but what does it mean to really truly be liberated? I think that's having the choice to choose. The choice to choose whether or not you want to get up and go to this job, or have a desk job, or have a business. The choice to be free, or just a choice. In Luffy's case, I think Luffy wants to be the most free in the world, and he knows he's not the most free. That's what makes it so why this transformation is so kind of important. Because for the first time in the world, for the first time in the series, we're seeing that he has the choice to be free in a certain way. His fucking Gear 5 transformation is like nothing we've seen in anime so far. And I see a lot of people on Facebook hating on the Gear 5 transformation, and I'm just like, Oda is a madman. That man is flexing on y'all. He really made a transformation that's just goofy as fuck. And it makes sense too, because Luffy wants to be the most free. But the whole effects and the cartoon noises and shit, it's insane, because this isn't something that we were necessarily expecting. We was expecting Luffy to kind of have this whole badass, Goku first time transforming into fucking Super Saiyan 1 after Krillin gets killed type of, transformation where he's looking badass. But it really speaks to him just being free. I watched a new episode today. I think it's 1072 for the anime Crunchyroll, and he's just laughing the entire time. And even when he was this is spoilers, but even when he was down for the count and shit, not down for the count, but he was starting to get tired a little bit in the episode, he rolls back up, and his heartbeat started to pump, and it started to make him more powerful. So now I'm over here saying this man has an ability that allows him to make his heart pump and use the drums of liberation in his heart to beat, to kind of give him a power boost, that music being able to bring him to life. Because music is another thing that brings freedom. And you got to think about it. Everybody that's on the crew right now has something to do with freedom. I'm gonna explain it to you. Jinbei. We're gonna start with Jinbei because he's official, unofficial, officially a part of the crew. Jinbei is gonna be the one that frees the fisherman, and kind of, he's probably gonna be the helmsman of the Noah, and he's probably gonna bridge the gap between fishmen and humans and every other race on the face of the earth. He's gonna be the one that brings them to the surface. Nami, and that's one side of freedom. He's gonna free the people. He's gonna free the fishmen. Now we have Sanji. Sanji wants to make food. Food, in a way, is free. It has something to do with freedom. Food allows people to be free. The freedom to experience, I guess, different tastes, different kinds of pleasure. Food is freeing. And that's not really even, Sanji's whole thing. He loves food. But he's also, one of his dreams is to find the all blue. One, the freedom to be able to travel and be around, I guess, different types of marine life and different types of plant life and food. Like, he wants to find the all blue. He wants to be in that, I guess he just wants to have the ability to see what the sea looks like when it's, all blue, I guess. Nami, she wants to create a map for the entire world. Again, freedom, the ability to have the choice to be free and explore and see what there is in store for people that want to be out there. Brook wants to find a bloom. That doesn't necessarily tie into freedom, but he's also a musician, and music can free people. Music is very freeing. I'm a person that loves music, and I see music as freedom because it's the freedom of imagination. Music has a lot to do with the imagination, and it has a lot to do with, music is one of those universal truths. Like, I see universal truths as things that stand no matter what the world is going through. Things that are bigger than life. Things that are more, that can be seen, that can't be seen, but can be heard or felt through the five senses, but aren't necessarily things that you can see. You can't see the music coming out of a musician when he's playing, a clarinet or a drum or a violin. You can feel what it makes you feel. You can feel the music. You can hear it. And those are universal truths. Music is very freeing. Frankie wants to become, I guess, a shipwright or some shit. I forgot what Frankie wants. I don't know what it is right now because I'm working, but I think Frankie has something to do with ships. The ability to travel and the ability to have a vehicle that allows you to get everywhere, to get where you want, is free. Who else? Chopper wants to, he wants to be able to cure any disease or any sickness or illness. That's freeing. The freedom of medicine, the freedom of health. And health is not a lot of things that people, even in this world, have. That's freedom in itself, and a lot of people don't have health. A lot of people don't have that choice to be free through health. A lot of people are confined to their, they're bedridden and can't really go anywhere because they're in the bed all the time, maybe stuck to a machine in the hospital, or have an underlying or a condition that they know about that prevents them from being fully free. So this just all goes to show that a lot of the things within, a lot of the people within a series kind of have something to do with freedom. And it's just so crazy now that we're seeing all this drums of liberation shit, because when I'm thinking about the drums of liberation, I'm thinking, he's really going through a transformation right now that is essentially getting him to the next step of freedom. And I think it's cool that Oda decided to use this kind of animation and this kind of goofy, outlook on Luffy's Gear 5 transformation, because this is not something that is necessarily what we're used to in terms of transformations in the anime world. Oda literally told us that he's gonna make this transformation just so goofy and so just open to whatever interpretation, whatever type of imaginative interpretation that the viewers could have. and he just made it something that's fun. And I also think that it's a big shift. It's something that's innovative, because this is one of the first times that we're really seeing an anime that kind of, or for me at least, because I don't really watch a lot of animes, but this is one of the first times that I'm seeing an anime that kind of pushes the boundary in terms of its animation and also what it's trying to like tell us through the story. Oda isn't just doing this, you know, just to, you know, for shits and giggles. Like, he's doing this to really tell us that what this story is about freedom, and how this world is kind of lacking that. That's why there's all this talk about Joy Boy and Sun God Nika now, because now we're starting to understand that One Piece isn't just, you know, one of those stories where it's just action and this and that. Like, it's really a story about people who are unable to be free, and, you know, kind of stuck to this idea of world government, just like the modern day, stuck to this kind of idea that the world government isn't allowing them to be free. And now you have these characters like One Piece, like Joy Boy and Sun God Nika, that are these liberators that are here to bring those people of One Piece into a new age of freedom, and a new age of kind of being able to freely express themselves and really enjoy life. So essentially what One Piece is to me now is just a story about you know, people who want to be free, and also helping those that kind of want to be free as well. Because Luffy understands he's not the most free up until the point in which he finds the One Piece and he's able to allow everybody else to be free. That's why a lot of people, like, all of the theories and all of the themes that people are coming up with the One Piece, they all tie into this idea of freedom. A lot of people in the One Piece community are saying that one of the ancient weapons is a mole. A mole has to do with transportation and allowing people to be free through movement, allowing people to be free to, you know, kind of travel the world. But it also speaks to certain destructive power, which is why, like, it still has this connotation of being an ancient weapon. And an ancient weapon could be anything. That's why, you know, like, you know, this is a story about freedom, and how there used to be people that are free, but now we're in an age in which freedom isn't necessarily something that's widespread. So that's why it still has the ancient weapon connotation. That's, you know, a way to think of it as well. Something that was ancient, but it isn't anymore. A lot of people are saying, you know, Pluton, this ship, another thing that has to do with freedom. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas around it, but it's kind of like interesting to see that One Piece is subtly, or Oda, I guess, is subtly telling us that this is a story about freedom through many of these, like, kind of, you know, ancient weapons and devil fruits and all of these things that kind of connotate to giving people a little ounce more of freedom. The drums of liberation, you know, like hearing the drums for the first time in the anime, I'm like, this sounds like something that would be liberating. Music itself is liberating. And seeing Luffy just laughing and kind of creating this, like, his, like, awakening is like creating like this environment where everything is like bouncy and has the properties of rubber. You know, just the property of rubber is very freeing, being able to freely stretch it and turn it into anything you want. Like, these aren't things that are being, like, done without purpose. Like, Oda is methodically putting together this story, and that's why I think that it's one of the best stories, most important stories, like, even just in the, you know, the modern day in terms of anime and just storytelling. Because he's doing it in a way that is giving us what we want while also telling an amazing story, and it's just amazing. Like, the story of One Piece is really special, and I've been watching it for around a decade now. And, you know, I was talking with my friends outside, like my coworkers. I'm like, yeah, like, I'm gonna put this in my will. When I have a child, I'm gonna put, yo, you have to watch One Piece in my will. This story is truly amazing. Like, it's special. And I think that, like, if you like anime, you should definitely watch One Piece. Just like thinking about this whole drums of liberation idea, being able to be liberated of, you know, your daily toils and the things that you kind of don't want to do anymore. It's important. Like, Oda gave us this transformation that we thought was gonna be this badass shit, and it still is to a certain extent. But what he's trying to say through it, I feel like, is more important than the transformation itself. He told me that there's freedom in being able, there's freedom and power, or there's power in freedom. Because, you know, like, if you're watching the One Piece anime right now, you know, Luffy's about to give Kaido a beating. He's already doing all this wacky shit, and he's not even taking it seriously. So there's power in not taking life seriously, sometimes just fucking around. And Luffy's doing this in a dire situation. Mind you, a lot of his friends and his crew, his allies, his nakamas is basically downstairs in Onigashima fighting and fighting for their lives. And he's upstairs just like laughing on top of the castle, just laughing and beating Kaido's ass, and everybody's kind of hoping for him to kind of, you know, like, finish the fight so they don't burn to death. But, you know, right now what I'm getting from One Piece, and I'll kind of finish it off right here with, you know, this whole transformation, this Sun God Nika-ish, is that there's freedom and there's power in freedom. There's power in laughter. There's power in being able to look at a situation and still laugh, even while there might be dire circumstances or consequences that are entailed. And freedom is something that not everybody has access to. So I'm gonna finish it off like that, kind of just putting my thoughts together. Hopefully at one point I'll get better with kind of articulating these ideas. But there's power in freedom. There's power in being able to look at a situation and laugh. There's power in not taking things seriously. Because think about it, the average person is kind of just always worried about the next step. But sometimes we have to be, you know, present. We have to be in the here and the now.